Hi, welcome to Upward Bound Algebra Day 6. This is a review. Be a know-it-all. Number 1, you are given 9 times 2 divided by 3 plus 10 minus 6 minus 5 plus 7 is equal to x plus 2 times 3 minus a negative 5 plus 8. First thing you should do is those parentheses. 9 times 2 is 18. 3 plus 10 minus 6 minus 5 plus 7 is 9. Then, on the right-hand side, x stays where it is. This becomes 2 times 3 minus 5 is negative 2 plus 8. 18 divided by 9 is 2. 2 times negative 2 is 4 plus 8. So that 2 is equal to x plus 4. X is equal to a negative 2. Then you have a number line in which you are going to place a dot at negative 2. Number 2, you're given this equation, where distribute first. 3 times 1 is 3, 3x plus 2 times negative 2 is equal to negative 5x minus 5 plus 3 times 5. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 5 times 3 is 15. Combine those like terms, we get 3x minus 1 is equal to a negative 5x plus 10. Move the 5x over. Always add the positive, or add or subtract the smallest variable. Add 1 to both sides, and we get x to be 11/8. Well, 11/8 isn't a perfect number, but it's close. It's a little over 1. So on your grid, you're going to graph a line just a little past 1 on the x direction. Number 3, you're given the slope of 10/9 and the point -9, -9. And we want you to write the equation in all 3 forms and graph it. Well, you could graph it just from the point and the slope. But starting with point-slope form, remember point-slope form is y minus y, so minus -9, equals m, 10/9, times x minus x, or another -9. Simplifying those two negatives together, you get y plus 9 equals 10/9 times x plus 9. In order to move that into standard form, we multiply by this bottom 9 to get rid of the fraction. 9 times y plus 9 is equal to 10 times x plus 9. Distributing all those 9s through there, moving the 10x and the 81, we now get standard form of negative 10x plus 9y equals 9. Slope-intercept form, you start with the point-slope form that we had. You distribute the 10/9, giving us 10/9x plus 10, and then subtract this 9 across, so plus 10 minus 9 is plus 1. That's y equals mx plus b form, slope-intercept form. Then you would have to graph it. Lots of different ways to graph that. -9, -9, and then a rise of 10, a run of 9, gives us this point here, and 2 points make a line. Number 4 is solving of systems. This one we're going to solve by substitution. Take the second equation, solve it for y by moving the x across. Negative y is equal to x minus 1, so that means positive y is negative x plus 1. Just change the signs. Then you're going to substitute negative x plus 1 in for the y. 2x minus 6 times negative x plus 1 is equal to a negative 30. Distribute the negative 6. When you combine like terms and add 6 to the other side, you get negative 4x is equal to a negative 24, so that x is a positive 6. If x is a positive 6, go back to the equation that you rewrote, or either of the first equations. Y is equal to a negative 6 plus 1, so y is a negative 5. And you have the point 6, negative 5. Number 5 is also solving the systems. Negative 3v minus 3x equals 15, and 5v plus x equals a negative 29. Note, when they throw other letters at you, you're going to put the answer in alphabetical order. So in this case, it's going to be v comma x. Here we're going to solve by combinations. By multiplying the bottom equation by 3, we get the top equation and now the new bottom equation. Adding straight down, we get 12v is equal to a negative 72, so that v is a negative 6. Once we know that v is a negative 6, we can go back to any equation. I went back to the very top. 3 times negative 6 minus 3x equals 15. Solving that, x should equal 1, so your answer should be a negative 6, 1. In this one, right, first give this 3 on the outside to everyone. So the top is going to be 2 cubed, z to the 12th, d to the 15th. The bottom is going to be 9 to the 3rd, z to the 9th, d to the 6th. Then you're going to look at the numbers, z's and d's. The top, right, is still 8. 2 cubed is 8. Then and the bottom, 9 cubed is 729. You have 12z on the top, 9z on the bottom, leaving you with 3z on the top. 15d on the top, 6d on the bottom, leaves you with 9d on the top. In number 7, same kind of thing. First, we want to distribute all of the exponents. So we get 3 squared, x to the negative 4th, 4 to the negative 3rd, x to the negative 6th, y to the negative 3rd, x squared, y to the 10th. Then we want to move the negatives. So the positives stay on top. 3 squared, x squared, y to the 10th. And the bottom, remember, the numbers should go out front. So 4 to the 3rd, because once you move it, they become positive. X to the 4th, x to the 6th, y to the 3rd. Then numbers, x's and y's. The top becomes 9. The bottom is 64. X's, I have 2 x's on top and 10 on the bottom. They run away, leaving me 8 on the bottom. And the y's, I have 10 on the top and 3 on the bottom, leaving me with 7 on the top. In number 8, this is solving a quadratic. So first, notice that you can take a 4 out. When you take a 4 out, the problem is much simpler. What are the factors of 30 that subtract to be 13? That would be negative 15 and 2. So rewrite it to factor by grouping. 3x squared minus 15x plus 2 minus 10, plus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0. Take a 3x out of the first 2 terms, a 2 out of the last 2 terms. Factor the parentheses, set each parenthesis equal to 0, and x is a positive 5 or a negative 2/3. Same thing with number 9. Take a 3 out first. Again, makes the problem simpler to check for factorability. What are the factors of 6 that add to be 7? That would be negative 6 and negative 1, make a negative 7. Write as a grouping. Factor a 2x out of the first 2 terms and a negative 1 out of the last 2 terms. Becomes x minus 3 times 2x minus 1, setting those equal to 0 and solving x is equal to 3 or 1/2. You have a very similar assignment to do for homework. Thanks for watching.